And welcome back to the WTHI mayoral debate. We are continuing with your questions from home for both of our candidates. Gentlemen, many viewers wrote in to ask about your plans for the city's infrastructure. The question, and Mr. Sackman will answer this one first. How will you plan long-term upkeep for Terre Haute streets and sewer stormwater systems? 90 seconds.
So one, it's looking at what state funding that we can reach out for to fix the current problem. Our streets are continuing to decline year after year. Also, we've got to look at allocating incoming casino funds to overhaul our streets and sidewalks. When it comes to sewage and water, the long-term control plan shows a steady increase year after year over the next 20 years because it's a neglected problem for decades. We've got to seek alternative funding sources to ease the taxpayers of what I call the toilet tax, your sewage bills. When it comes to infrastructure, I also look to where is the city currently growing and where would we like it to revitalize more. So what I mean by that is I look at the streets, roads, and sidewalks around our neighborhood schools and our inner city neighborhoods, connecting areas like the river to downtown to create a pedestrian-friendly environment for consumers to continue to spend and move.
Mr. Bennett, 90 seconds.
You know, we're spending more money than any administration's ever spent in the past on infrastructure. About $3.5 million between paving and sidewalks every year. Considering we haven't had any money to really do that with. We've made it work with other places in the budget to invest in the infrastructure. If we were going to pave all of our streets right now, it'd cost about $300 million to do everything, to mill it, repair, and pave. We don't have $300 million to do that. So every year we take the top priorities that we can get. We're getting $1 million a year in community crossings money. We match that, and then we have additional funds available to do projects. We built a $17 million overpass down on Margaret Avenue. We're going to build a $28 million overpass at 13th and 8th Avenue. So we're investing in infrastructure. Talk about wastewater for a minute. We've spent a tremendous over $100 million on the plant. All federal mandates with zero grants. You get no grants. There are none to do wastewater. You have to fund it through property taxes and/or user fees. That's the way it works everywhere. Smaller communities can get grants, but not Terre Haute because we're an entitlement community. So we're not allowed to do that. We have to do it through the bills. And so we're trying to be prudent with that. Our average bills are $48 a month, lower than many other communities. Going to have to go up a little bit in the future because we're being forced to spend another $300 million just on the wastewater side when our long-term control plan is approved. So we haven't put anything behind. Sorry, out of time.
Wait, Rondrell didn't even hit his little button.
No, but the stop was up.
Mr. Sackman, would you like to rebut?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ding, ding, ding.
There's a lot to unpack there. Of course, we're spending more money than ever because assessments are going up and prices of everything has gone up. So yes, you would expect that we are spending more on different items. And yeah, when it comes to wastewater, stormwater, and sewage, the prices are going to go up because we have failed for decades and decades of launching this plan when we should have launched it 20 years ago. At the end of the day, an increasing population grows our tax base and gives us more opportunity to tackle these problems.
Mr. Bennett, final rebuttal.
You know, it's just easy to say we're going to spend more money. The money has to come from somewhere, and I think we've been very prudent. We've had 8 straight years of balanced budgets. We'll be 9 next year. We've got cash reserves in place. Now we've got some new revenue coming for the first time ever that we can begin to invest in these things. That's what we're going to do. You've got to stay within your budget and be prudent about how you move forward in a very responsible way.
We received quite a few questions related to being a pedestrian-friendly city. The website walkscore.com rates Terre Haute a 40 out of 100 for walkability and a 48 for bikeability. These scores are associated with minimum infrastructure for these activities. Mr. Bennett will answer this question first. How will you make the city more accessible for people who don't or cannot drive?
You know, pedestrian traffic's important. We want people to ride their bikes. We want people to walk. We've done several things. There's 36 miles of marked trail in the city now. Just in the city, we're working on a project to extend the trail from the Heritage Road Trail there on Fruit Ridge or Blakely up to the north and connect with Park County. Down south, bringing it in from Riley, the county's bringing it up to Ray Park, then we're going to bring it on into the city. We're going to continue to do those things. We've got a riverfront trail that just got put in a few years ago with more to come along those lines. So I think we're doing things, there's no question about it, but we have to start identifying the smaller connecting projects or those safety issues. And every year we work on a few of those. Funding will help. The casino will actually give us some revenue now that we've never had before to invest in those quality of life things like pedestrian-friendly activity and traffic. You know,